Oh, guys, I got some really bad news to start things off. Sorry,
Oh my gosh.
no intro
Well,
today. This is important.
Okay.
The next season of The Apprentice has been cancelled because
Yes!
of COVID.
Oh, that's good news. That is good news.
Are you at the dentist, P-Flax? It's like high-pitched
Yeah.
drilling.
I'm trying to... Let me look out my window. Hold on.
All right.
Somebody's trying to drill P-Flax's bad opinions out of his
They'll be there
brain.
for a while. It's coming from a few houses down. It's not coming. It's coming from inside the house. It's not.
It sounds
just,
like it's coming from inside the house.
No,
It sounds
someone's
like
just doing some drilling.
a high whining drill, like a dentist one.
It does. I know. It's a very. I mean, normally drilling to me is like you go through the bit of wood or whatever. But this is not stopping. Like, as you can hear, this is very constant, very long, one solid drilling. So I don't know what is being drilled.
Lewis, sorry, you can do the intro now. Sorry.
You know, it might be a sander. That's the kind of.
What's wrong with? So let's stick to The Apprentice. So is Alan Sugar still presented? Is that his only job now?
Well, I don't think it's his only job, but I think
He's
they
like
just
such a shit version of such a British shit version of Donald Trump. It does go to show the differences between America and Britain, though. You know, do you really think Alan Sugar could have become prime minister? I could see it, but
I didn't think Trump could become president
arsehole.
either. But there you go. It's,
I know. Maybe there aren't that. Maybe we're just the same after
I did.
all.
Got 9-1 down at Ladbrokes.
Really?
Yeah, I put a tenner on.
Oh,
Wow.
what, Donald Trump?
9-1 on the night of the election. Can you believe those odds?
Jeez,
That is amazing.
Yeah,
Well,
that's pretty good.
I don't think didn't they rent out like a really shitty area as well? They didn't expect to win, and Hillary had like a whole stadium rented out because
Yeah.
they were.
Yeah, but
Do you
it
remember
was
that?
obvious. It was obvious he was going to win. Obvious. Like, I only put a tenner on because I kind of thought if I put £1,000 on this and win it, I'm going to be delighted that he won. Like, this was meant to be like a very small, at least I won 100 quid. Like, that was it. And then for Brexit, I also put a tenner on. Also got 9-1 the night of the vote.
Fuck.
I mean, I don't know who at Ladbrokes is handling the fucking odds for this stuff, but they're idiots.
Well, they're novelty bets, though, aren't they? You're not allowed to bet that much on them. It's
No,
not like
but at the same
Wall
time,
Street.
9
It's
to
not like.
1?
Could you imagine if like all the big London banks were like margin calling hedges on like shitty novelty bets? Do you know what I mean? Like they're having like a conference meeting, the CEO's there, and they're all in their suits in this business room, and they're like, okay, listen up. So Margaret in Big Brother, she is doing really terrible. I reckon she's gonna be voted out next. Who's been following Big Brother? And you've got this
9-1. 9-1 on Margaret.
It's like this crowd of guys. Like Ladbrokes are offering 9-1. So go down there and make a $2 billion bet.
Yeah, well, I mean, but the weird thing is that that's kind of there must be a group of people somewhere whose job is to do exactly that, to sit around and think up what could be the outcome, because they wouldn't offer the bet if they didn't think they'd make money on it. Like, it wasn't like it was some promotion. Like a lot of these promotional bets where they say if you bet on Liverpool to win, you guaranteed a £20. It's like a promotional thing to get people in and placing bets, and you hope that although it's a lost leader, they'll place other bets while they're in there.
Yeah.
They didn't have adverts saying bet on Brexit. They just had the odds in the window. That's like 9-1. Are you serious? Like, at best, it's 50-50. At very best. But I'd said to my mate for years and years, I said to him, you know, if we did vote to leave Europe, Britain will vote out. Everybody fucking hates it. Like, for some reason, there's this idea amongst English people, and especially, that Europe is holding us back. Like, that's the way it is. And the Brexit will definitely happen. He was like, I agree with you. And I was like, how do the bookies not see this? They make a fortune. They must be smarter than that.
They are.
Apparently they're not, Sips. 9-1.
They made tons of money off of all those bets.
Oh, this is a great topic of conversation. I love where we've gone already, right? Okay, I've gone to Ladbrokes Novelty Bets website, okay? Who do you think, what are the latest odds on who'll be the next James Bond?
Who are the, I don't even know. I mean, this is the thing, like, I don't.
So Tom Hardy,
Who's
on
that?
the list.
What do you mean, who's that?
Who's
Really?
Tom Hardy?
He's been in like every Christopher Nolan film. Like he was Bane in the Batman movie.
I never saw that one.
I can't believe you haven't heard of me. Oh,
Tom Hardy.
You'll hear of me soon.
He was Mad Max.
Is this the guy he was Mad Max,
He was
right?
Mad Max. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I recognize his face. I just didn't know his name.
Right,
He's
Tom
gorgeous.
Hiddleston. Have you heard of Tom Hiddleston?
No.
Loki in the Avengers movies, for example.
Tom Hiddleston.
So what's his odds? His odds are better than Tom Hardy's odds.
Who
So
the hell is
Tom
this
Hiddleston
guy?
is 5-1.
Yeah, I think Idris Elba. I thought he was meant to be the favorite for a while. He was. Maybe he's dropped to like 7 or 8 to 1 because he might have said he's thinking about it. But I would say he would be my front runner. Would be Idris Elba.
Oh no, it's not. It's Tom Hardy's 8-1.
Isn't it going to be a woman? Isn't the new Bond?
I think they were saying it should be.
Oh, they were saying it should be.
Angelina Jolie has 100-1 odds.
I don't think anybody really cares who the next Bond is. If you just announce it and everyone's like, "Oh, cool!" Like people weren't sure when Daniel Craig was announced. Daniel Craig, who the fuck is that? And then in the end, everybody really liked him as James Bond. It doesn't really matter. The movies need to be good. You need someone who's decent. But it's not like the Bond movies are defined by who it is.
Is a guy called James Norton, who
I could see that.
been in Happy Valley and some other stuff too.
He's a very good actor.
He's a good-looking man. He's a good chiseled jawline. Who do you guys think? You two can both guess someone for James Bond, and I'll see who is highest on the list.
Sips doesn't know anybody.
I would love to see play as James Bond. I'm going to come clean with you guys. I've never thought about this.
No, who cares? That's what I'm saying. Nobody cares.
This is what the Triforce podcast is about, Sips. It's about expanding your horizons.
Look, I prefer this to hearing about The Apprentice.
Name a celebrity. Maybe a famous Jersey celebrity with a big chiseled jawline who you think might be a good James Bond.
Matt Letizia.
Me?
Yes, Sips. A famous Jersey celebrity with a chiseled jawline.
Yeah.
Maybe who? No, not
Nobody's
you.
asked me to be Bond.
You don't have a chiseled jawline. You got a blancmange jawline.
Oh man, I got tricked the other day. Oh wait, I'll tell you guys after though. I got tricked. I had like an ego trip.
16-1.
So,
Who's 16-1?
Henry Cavill. 16-1.
16-1.
Maddie would be
Cavill.
very happy about. Mrs. F loves Henry Cavill.
He was
Henry
Superman. I never saw the movie, but he was. I'm just trying to think who would be a good Bond, because they would want to get somebody who's not too old, right? Like they want somebody.
Yeah, they want to be able to do 4
fresh.
or 5 movies out of them as well.
Yeah. They want somebody fresh. I was going to say maybe like something like Russell Crowe, but he's pretty old now.
No,
right?
we couldn't
like
get Russell Crowe. G'day, mate. I'm 007, flaming license to kill.
No. Just as an example, because
he turns up at the party.
He's been around for a while, right?
His suit doesn't really fit. A lot of Sheilas here tonight. Better watch myself. Like, no, you couldn't have Russell Crowe.
Right.
So the other two favorites are, or three favorites are Sam Hugan, who is from Outlander. You know Outlander?
Wait,
No.
Sam Hugan. Let's have a look. I haven't seen Outlander. Yeah, I recognize him.
Sam Hugan.
Aidan Turner, who's Poldark. You know, sexy British Poldark.
Yeah, I could
All
imagine
the housewives in Britain have been creaming themselves over
Aidan
him
Turner.
for the past year.
Okay.
And then the guy who plays Rob Stark as well, Richard Madden, he's on the list.
Richard Madden.
Rob Stark from Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah.
He's too little. He's too little.
He was in a BBC drama too, right? What was it? He was like a bodyguard or something.
It should be James Norton. I think he in Happy Valley.
He just looks like
amazing.
Bond, doesn't he?
But also
great.
like his in Happy Valley, which is an incredible series. By the way, both
I really
series.
enjoyed
James
watching Happy
So
Valley.
good.
On
Oh
Netflix.
yeah,
I thought it
James
was really
Norton.
good.
He was in McMafia, right? James Norton.
Yes,
he is like, he reminded me of James Bond in that. Like
He's
just
got that era. He's good looking.
that
but
very
he's
sort
menacing.
of English.
But he that's the thing, is he can be.
way.
But Bond should be menacing. Like he should not look like just a dishy guy who's like charming and has a nice suit and occasionally shoots people and has a cool car. He needs to be someone that is a fucking stone cold killer. He's a fucking international assassin.
What about Vinnie Jones for James Bond?
Vinnie Jones? I recommend The Rock. The Rock. Get him in.
Well,
I mean,
actually,
The Rock
you
is
say
not
that, but
super far fetched, really.
Bond
But
has
I
to
think
be
he's got to be
shaven, right?
Bond's got to be English as well, though, right?
No.
I think
No. Think of like the most famous James Bond.
Oh,
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
A Scotsman.
No, sorry. I mean, I think James
British.
Bond's got to be from the UK.
Yeah,
like
sure.
He can't be. I don't think that James Bond could be like American or Canadian or
No, no.
Australian or whatever. Like it wouldn't really work.
No, of course not.
And they've got North America's got like Jack Ryan and
Yeah, they've got Tom Cruise. We have
Tom
James
Cruise
Bond,
and
right?
stuff.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, what are the odds on Vinnie Jones for James Bond? I'll
Zero.
take those.
Let me
Zero.
look it
He's
up.
not even on there.
Of course not.
What the hell?
No, he's not even on the 1,000
he's
list
not.
of people that I've got.
Right. Okay.
Do you think
About Paul
anyone would
Gascoigne?
be dumb enough to hang an entire franchise? Well, they could get Paul Gascoigne in. All right, I'm 007, like, I've got a license to kill, and I brought me fishing rod and a chicken just to try and tempt out Blofeld. Like, I think he's misunderstood. Blofeld, mate, it's Gaza. I mean, it's Bond. It's Gaza Bond. I'm here, like, to have a wee chat with you. And I think we could sort it out, mate. There's now Dean and Tone, like, so let's just get a couple of titties and sit by the lake. I know you've got a rocket hidden under the...
What about Tim Henman? He'd be good for
Fuck
Bond.
off.
Where are we living?
He'd be awful.
What are the odds of Tim Henman becoming
Zero.
James Bond? Right.
They're not offering it.
Zero. No, it's not on the list.
Okay.
Why am I even searching this?
All right, wait. Here's one. The guy who played Chewbacca in Star Wars. Very tall. What was his name? Peter Mayhew.
Chewbacca.
Peter Mayhew.
He's dead, isn't he?
Chewbacca actor. Yeah, it's Peter Mayhew. That's right.
Right, the guy who did
he
C-3PO.
died last year.
Died last year.
That's
April,
terrible.
Yeah. So he will not be able to be
Anthony
the new Bond,
Daniels.
sadly.
C-3PO.
Anthony
He can do the
Daniels.
accent.
Apparently a bit of an arsehole.
Oh, I'm sure they're all assholes. They're actors, aren't they, for Christ's sake?
That's true. Bond apparently is a bit of an arsehole, so maybe it works.
Bond him like the character Bond himself is an
Yeah, I
asshole.
think you have to be a bit of a sociopath, don't you, to be Bond, to be like a fucking killing, seducing nutcase machine.
Yeah.
I wonder what it does to your ego. Like, I wonder if Daniel Craig was changed by the Bond role. Because if you think about how long it takes to shoot those movies, Bond has to have this kind of cocky, arrogant, I'm the best, I care about cars and clothes and women and I just look cool and I just, and I never fail. I wonder if that changes a person. So Daniel Craig goes into the Bond movies. He'd done things like Munich and stuff like that. He was really good in that. I'd seen him in a lot of stuff and he's a good actor, Daniel Craig. And then he just does Bond stuff for years. And I wonder if that changes people. I wonder if doing a few action roles where you get to be this superhero and you look at yourself on screen destroying everybody, and so you have to do fight scenes where apparently you're unbeatable. I wonder if that changes you mentally. I wonder if you come out thinking, yeah, I am fucking amazing.
I think sometimes
really
it does.
tough.
Some people get into the role too much and it changes them. And they think that they're somehow
I kind of don't know,
person they're
because
playing.
I saw some interviews with people from like Scrubs and Friends and things like this. Like over the lockdown, like a bunch of people were watching their old stuff back, right?
Yeah.
Like Zach Braff or whatever was watching back the old Scrubs episodes, and he couldn't fucking remember any of them, right? And it was because they kind of, I think, recorded them piecemeal. So he turned up, he had to read a page, he went away, came back to work, turned up, read a page, did a sort of scene. He never really saw while making that stuff. I'm sure James Bond's the same. You're sat there, you're on set, you're dressed up in your suit, you're sat around, people bring you a cup of tea. You're a celebrity anyway.
Yeah,
People are all fawning all over you. You can't fucking help it.
But you'd
I
probably
guess,
see
like,
it
a
at the
lot of
premiere
time-
and that's it, right? Like a lot of people, I never actually saw the entire film.
Yeah.
Like you hear actors say that a lot, which always blows my mind because you think, wouldn't you want to see how you did? But I guess
sometimes
I don't
they
know.
never watched back the stuff they were in at all.
Yeah.
And they never had any conception of like what it looked like in the final cut, because they weren't in all the scenes and they weren't always there. They weren't the director or the editor. They were someone who was on, and they obviously, it was hidden from them too, to some extent. So they didn't reveal stuff. Sometimes actors only get like one page of the script, and they to avoid them accidentally leaking it and stuff.
Do you know what
It's-
else
it's-
might be a factor? Is you do the what do they call it, the initial shoot, right? The primary footage, right? They do that. That takes 8 weeks or whatever for the main shoot, or 3 months or something, and then it takes like a year before the film's ready to come out. It takes fucking forever.
Yeah.
So you're working on another project at that point.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: if I'm working on a new film, I have to do my promotional tour for the film and go around and say, yeah, it was great, and say all the usual crap about how I was a fantastic director. I couldn't turn the script down, and once I saw this character just leapt off the page of me, and honestly, we had a great team around us. The director was fantastic, and honestly, the whole team. It's like the same
we played
shit.
up the pitch, we played down the pitch, we did the 4-4-2.
It was
The
a
manager
film
was
of two
great.
halves.
The
First
guys
half,
were great out there today. We had
brilliant.
a game of and then we kicked the ball a bit.
What are the odds on Steve McFadden becoming the next James Bond?
What, as in Phil Mitchell?
Yeah.
you still hanging? Okay, I can reopen the page. I got onto a different...
You closed it. I thought this was the game. I thought this was the game.
No.
Okay.
The only person with Steve is Dan Stevens, and he's 100 to 1.
100 to 1. Dan Stevens.
What about Dan
He's from
Harmon?
Downton Abbey. Dan Harmon again? No, not on the
Dan
list.
Stevens from Downton Abbey.
Weirdly, no.
Right.
Are you
What
picking
about-
anyone reasonable? I've got a list of like 100 fucking people
What
here.
about
a lot of them women.
Desperate Dan? Oh, he's not clean shaven, is he? Desperate Dan.
Jeremy Corbyn's on there. 5
No.
Jeremy
Oh my
Corbyn.
God, that would be the worst
Some
thing
people
ever.
are betting on Jeremy Corbyn.
Oh my God. Do you know what? I cannot for the life of me think of somebody that I think would be a good Bond. Like, I don't know. I guess I just don't care enough about Bond.
No, I mean,
Really
doesn't really
likely
matter,
names as
but-
well. There's people in the Ladbrokes offices whose job it is to put this fucking novelty thing
Yeah,
together.
I would be terrible at that job. My
All right, what
God.
other novelty bets are there? We're
Yeah,
done with the
yeah.
Bond
Well,
one.
thank
What else?
God you're not being hired to do that job.
Yeah,
Sim.
thank
Could you imagine
Christ.
if you went in on your first day?
I would be a total
hello, welcome, Mr.
catastrophic
Lovett,
failure,
to
yeah.
Ladbrokes Central Office. We're gonna put you down. We're gonna give you a computer here. Get yourself a drink.
Yeah.
So your first job is to come up with the odds, okay, for who you think the BBC 2020 Sports Personality of the Year are. So see,
Oh
just
God.
Tim Henman. That's about the only one he knows. Tim Henman.
Andy Murray. Oh, well,
Pele.
Andy Murray could. Well, maybe not anymore now, though, right? Well, nobody's really. Who's the sports personality of the year going to be this year? Because nobody's really been able to do anything.
well,
you know.
that should give you a little clue as to who's the number one. Who do
This
you
guy
think?
trained the hardest in his backyard.
If you guys can, I think this is actually a really genius thing. Who do you think might be sports personality of the year? Think about the lockdown. Think about who's been doing exercise.
Joe
Right.
thingy. Joe Wicks, is that his name?
Joe Wicks is third on the list. He's 12 to 1.
Joe
What
Wicks.
the fuck? That's
Okay, but
ridiculous.
who's higher than him? Who's higher than him?
What about Mr. What about Mr. Fantastic or whatever that guy's name is? He's on daytime TV.
Do you mean Mr. Motivator?
Mr. Motivator? Yeah,
That was
Mr.
about 20 years ago, dude.
He's
what
back.
time is this?
He's back.
What are you, where have you just come out of a fucking time
Work out
warp?
to Mr. Motivator's Feel Good Moves, BBC, April 7th, 2020. Okay? Suck on that. He's back.
Derek
and he's
Evans.
going to motivate you.
So no, you haven't
Derek
quite got it,
Evans.
but you both know who he is. How about he was in his garden?
Mr. Fantastic.
someone who's been sports personality of the year, who's been in his garden doing exercise,
I don't know anybody else.
raising awareness. He's raising awareness for good causes.
I
the
don't know.
NHS.
I give up.
Who's been
What?
raising money for the NHS?
I don't know. I give
a
up.
garden.
like everybody has been.
Old person.
Oh, that old dude that walked around his garden, the
that guy,
95-year-old bloke.
that World War II vet?
Yes, Captain Tom.
Is he
is
number
the
one for
favourite
sports
sports personality of the year?
Fair play on Captain
10 to 1
Tom. He
odds.
raised a fucking ass load of money.
All right,
for
here's my
charity.
problem with this. All right, the
Go
sports
on.
personality of the year. Who fucking cares?
You're so right. Some people do, though. Enough people do.
No, they don't.
Here, I'm
I
going to
don't, I
just
don't
check.
think anybody
How-
actually cares. I think what happens is it's a thing for the BBC to make a big deal about. Nobody gives a shit. I just think it's one of those things where there's no call for it. People don't think we are crying out for a sports personality of the year. Without this, we are lost. We don't know who the key sports people are of the year without an award. It's ridiculous. Like, you look at the audience, it's just all other sports people. It's like Question of Sport. You ever watched Question of Sport?
Yeah, it was terrible.
It's in like its 50th fucking year or something like that. Terrible, terrible show. Sport exists on the field. The moment you leave the field, I don't give a shit. I don't want to hear your story. I don't want you to be given awards.
Some of their stories are very inspirational, though. Like some of them overcome a tremendous amount of stuff to become top in their field of sport. Right?
They all
I
do.
had to inject myself with steroids in my ass every day for 4 years.
Then doctor told me the only place to put them was in me nuts. Well, that gave us cause to ponder. I had to ponder that one for a wee bit, but I weighed it up and I thought, nuts or success? And I went with success, luckily, and that's why I want Tour de France.
Yeah.
My balls are killing me. So I was sitting on that saddle for however long it was, 2 weeks. and nuts are the size of fucking grapefruits, but it was worth it. And now I'm sports personality of the year for me giant balls.
So what does it take to be? So it's sports personality. So maybe sometimes it's not even about how.
Yeah, it's about how much the public loved you that year.
It's about some of the good things that you've done in and around sport, but maybe not
here's the thing,
so much about how good you are at sport.
Here's the thing with sports people, right? In order to become very, very good at a sport, that's all you've ever done. That's literally your life has been either running every day to try and get better at running, kicking a ball every day to try and get better at kicking a ball, playing rugby every day to get better at rugby, riding a bike every day to get better at riding a bike, and pushing yourself and pushing everything else outside. Now, obviously, I admire that level of dedication, and when these people get to the very top of their game, incredible. I love to watch it. I watch sport, you know. I watch football. I quite enjoy the Olympics. I'll even watch cricket occasionally. I love baseball. But what I don't care about is the uplifting stories about overcoming shit. What I like is the stories about how fucking crazy some of these people are. That's the funny side of off-field sport. Not the boring, he worked really hard and he got his... boring, same for everybody. They all fucking have to sacrifice their lives to become amazing at this sport. It's not enough. What I like is the stories like...
They need to be funny and quirky
secretly he's a spider in a human suit. That's an interesting off-the-field story.
Right. Yeah, and that would be revealed.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, I think I'd be more interested in sports if there were more like that kind of stuff was happening.
Mutants.
You know.
Mutants, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get mutants
aliens
involved.
masquerading as people to succeed at tennis. That would be thrilling. And I would watch the unveiling. Every year they unveil one dark secret of the sports person. I'm actually a trans-dimensional being, and I've won this Wimbledon in 50 different dimensions.
At the same time, though, that is so outland. Like I would watch anything. Like I would watch like a Nazi rally if I knew that was going to happen during it. Sort of.
Still
thing,
not going to watch
the
BAFTAs, though, are you? Let's be honest. I mean, come on. Nobody watches the BAFTAs or the Brit Awards. Like if they said the Brit Awards this year, we're going to unveil that Miley Cyrus is a lizard, I'd be like, still the Brits, isn't it? I mean, who cares?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, but it calls into question a lot of the stuff that we watch. Like, I think sometimes people watch things to be disappointed, right? Like because they want to. It's like almost like a relief or something. Like that's how I feel about Eurovision. Like I watch it because I don't like it, which is kind of weird. I want to
watch the horrible, awful songs.
Yeah, I want to watch a train wreck on TV sort of thing.
So you can bet on Conor McGregor. You know him, the UFC fighter, right?
Yes.
Crazy
I don't know who that is.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, I don't.
He's like a retired. He's retired, right? But you can bet on him coming out of retirement.
Right. Wait, what's this for? To host something? To become the sports personality of the year?
No, just you could just literally bet on McGregor
that's the bet.
That he's going to
come out of retirement. That's the bet.
Yeah.
Fuck.
You can bet on him appearing on I'm a Celebrity.
Are there any other people that might come out of retirement that you can bet on? Or is that the only one? Is that like a category?
Stalin!
It is like a whole category.
Stalin is going to come out of retirement. I am back.
I am back. Jeez.
Gives a press conference. I can imagine that. Yes, hello. This is
tremendous
Stalin.
odds against, but he still managed to pull it out of the bag.
Come back from the dead and also come back to lead glorious workers' revolution by oppressing and murdering millions of people.
I love the accent. And eat
I didn't realize he was a vampire.
I eat biscotti and come back from the dead.
I come back from the dead. Did not see that coming. Man of iron, that is me. I was man of bone because I was a skeleton for a while, but they found a way. Love finds a way.
Oh, lovely. Oh my god.
What are the odds on that?
They're pretty low.
Fuck's sake.
Pretty low.
Fucking vampire Stalin. That's a bet I would love.
So can you imagine? I bet there's someone that's got all these novelty bets. Stalin comes back from dead, wins election. They got 10,001. They've got like a box full of these.
I've got, if Stalin comes back, I've got him, got Hitler as well, Pol Pot, got a lot of them, mate, just in case. You never know. And I've got 10,001 on these. That's my retirement plan.
Fuck's sake.
So my mates, this is to completely change the subject, but I was shocked. One of them sent me a picture of a Susie Dent article. She's that lass off Countdown with the wordsmith, I believe you'd call her. And the article is entitled "Revenge of the Baldy. About time hairless people are treated with respect." And I said, finally. And my mate said, "Why do I rarely think of you as bald?" And I said, I think because you're deranged. Like, I am very bald. And then one of my other mates, we got like a little WhatsApp group. Another one of my mates says, "I don't think of you as bald either. Odd."
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? How do you not think of me as bald? I'm very bald. Like, for many people, that's my thing, is being the bald guy. I don't understand how they've never seen it. But they were like,
don't really like think about it much either. Like, I wouldn't refer to you as a bald guy. Like,
why
I would
not?
just... Because there's so much more to you that is fascinating and interesting, and I love you, and just you being bald is just not even a contender to all the other great things about you, you know?
That's the nicest thing. That is the nicest thing. Thank you.
Can I borrow some money?
Yeah.
The only reason I call you a bald asshole is because you call yourself a bald asshole. You know,
listen,
the only...
I'm allowed to say that because I'm bald. You're not allowed. You flame me for being bald all the time, Lewis. You know what?
Because you do it to yourself, and I get on board. I think it's good funny.
Maybe when I do it, it's secretly a cry for help. Did that even cross your mind? That I'm actually secretly tormented about being bald, and I hate it, and I make light of it as a defense mechanism.
You love the baldness. You polish that.
I don't give a shit. Luckily, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Think like I've said before, think how much money I save on shampoo, hairbrushes, combs, time in the shower. Done. My head is dry. I don't barely need to towel it. I give it a shake like a dog. And there you go, and I'm dry.
That is the dream, honestly. Like cutting time off like the really boring things that you have to do is the way forward, right? Like I think I need to find more life hacks.
Life hacks.
I think I've been pretty good so far, but I have to find more. There's always room for improvement, you know?
You know what? My kids watch those life hacks videos sometimes. They get into a YouTube hole and they find life hacks videos.
Right.
And they try them. They inevitably try them.
Right.
And they inevitably are a disaster because these life hacks are a fucking lie. They're a lie. I watched a really funny video. This lady, she's like a chef and like a food scientist,
right?
And she dismantled all these supposed cooking hacks. Like one of them was how with a carton of milk you can make like a flan in the carton. You just cut the top off the carton,
right?
You just open the carton, add this and this, give it a shake, put it in the microwave for a minute, and it comes out. And she cuts the end off the in the video. They cut the end off it, and out slides this perfect flan.
Right.
And this guy tries it. And of course, it's a fucking disaster. It basically
just leaks out.
No, it's like half cooked. Like you have to add an egg, I think, and the egg kind of scrambles in there. And it was awful. And
that's kind of
video,
the thing with microwaves, though, right? Like sometimes you cook something and it's like still cold on the inside, and then the outside is like really, really hot.
That's very typical of microwaves. However, I know this is going to annoy you. I have a new microwave. I bought a new microwave because our old one wasn't very good.
I've moved past it. Honestly, I'm a different man now. Remember when Lewis was on like that big Buddhist trip where he was just like meditating and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I haven't done any of that, but mentally I'm just in such a good place right now. Nothing is bothering me. Like nothing trivial like a microwave being for boomers is really
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Because I got a new one and it's got something on it. There's a mode on it called Chaos Defrost.
Right.
Wow.
It has the word chaos. And I was excited. And there's a picture of what you could describe as chaos. Like there's all dots and sparks. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds terrifying. And what it does is the way a microwave works is it makes the microwave beam and it's kind of static. And the idea is that the plate turns, but the beam is static, right? So the food is continually...
It's like in a James Bond movie, where you got James Bond on one of those metal tables.
Who's playing James Bond in this one?
And Henry Cavill.
Okay.
No,
not
Henry Cavill.
Beam.
No.
Henry Cavill's groin would probably dismantle the laser because if the reports are true, also his leather chaps were destroyed by his groin whilst filming The Witcher as well. Apparently his groin was so powerful that it would constantly rip and tear up his leather
I wonder who started that rumor. Henry Cavill did.
Yeah. Just gonna leak this one out onto the net.
Every junket he had to do, he was like, they were like, any problems on shooting? Well, one, my trousers couldn't actually contain my penis. It was, I don't like to brag about it, apart from to the other 100 journalists I've told this story to, but it is a funny one.
How does Chaos Defrost work? I'm still interested.
Oh, apparently it just sort of, it's like, instead of just being regular, the beams are like going fucking wild in there. It's like, woo, they're shooting lasers from all angles to defrost the food more evenly, rather than just try and, you defrost it with the steady beam. This is what the manual promises. I haven't tried it yet, but I will report back.
That does make sense.
Why call it Chaos Defrost, though? That just sounds like something you wouldn't want to see inside the operating manual for something that's going to be in your kitchen and help you cook food.
It does make it feel like a doomsday device.
Right,
Yeah.
which would appeal, I would suggest, to a younger crowd. My mum would be terrified of pressing the Chaos Defrost button.
Yeah, I would never press
some
that one.
20-year-old student is going to fucking hammer that button. Chaos fucking Defrost.
He's late for his class
More
or
proof.
whatever, and he's
More
just got to
proof.
do a Chaos Defrost.
Yeah,
on
he's got to
Shit,
Chaos
you could
Defrost.
You could, if it's popular, you could do even more. You could put like a fucking nuclear meltdown mode. It's like
Chernobyl
just instantly.
mode. Yeah.
Yeah. The Chernobyl setting. Yeah.
Oh my god.
You to wear like a visor and just leave us like you put a baked potato in there and it's just a pile of black dust.
You need a team of men in white suits with those little hats. Start the microwave now. Comrade, I'd like you to record in the log that you told me to defrost the lamb. Give me that fucking log. Start the microwave now. I've given you your orders. Comrade Datloff, it's not safe to turn on the microwave. It's got a metal teaspoon in there. I've been running microwaves for 30 years. You'll end up in Kursk. Start the microwave.
Fuck's sake.
Comrade Microwave. Comrade Microwave.
Comrade Microwave. Nice, I like that.
Comrade Microwave. There's been an explosion. Oh, the meters have gone all. It's at the settings at 3.14 minutes.
That's not possible. An AEG microwave has never exploded. It's impossible. They'd have a court case. The start button increases heat. The little glass plate reduces it. This is the delicate balance that takes place in a microwave. And when it works, it is beautiful. And it cooks your food without flame, without smoke. It powers entire cities as they get their ready meals cooked after a hard day's work. But the men in charge of the Chernobyl microwave made one fatal error. They put tinfoil around the food before they placed it in there. Amateur hour. Amateur hour at Chernobyl microwave.
You can't put tinfoil in a
These are
microwave.
lies, comrade.
You can't put like. I remember one time I was at my friend's. We were really young, and his mom had these plates that had like a golden like embroidery around them. And we put that in the microwave to heat up something, and there was like sparks and stuff everywhere. Yeah, we didn't know, but like,
you can't.
Right. So
you mustn't put metal in there. You must not. And anything that has no water content is, I think, kind of bad.
Right.
Because
okay.
I think, if I remember right, like certain things will melt.
Right.
Certain plates are not microwave safe. They'll crack. Like there's all kinds of things you got to be careful with. But you get to know. Just seen the news about Bournemouth. I spoke to my mum last night, and she was talking about the amount of rubbish that's being left on Bournemouth Beach. I know I was talking about littering last week. 12 tons of rubbish.
Yeah.
12 tons in one day.
Yeah.
Because all the people that turned up just left everything exactly where they'd finished using it. Just left it.
Yeah, well, we've been
attempt
locked
to
down
do
for
anything
3
with it.
months. We have a lot of polluting to do to make up for that time.
It feels like that. Like these litterers are like, oh, fucking, I haven't been able to leave stuff everywhere for
God, I
months."
haven't littered in such a long time. I got to make up.
Can we
make up
talk
the
about
lost time?
those little metal fucking picnic barbecue things?
Yeah,
I have a question.
Okay.
If I turned up in the middle of that park near the Yogs offices, what is that park? Was it Queen's
Queen Square.
Yeah.
Queen Square.
Man, I went out there yesterday. It was absolutely fucking roasting.
Right.
I went out there at 8:00 in the evening, and my fucking god, it was full of people.
Right.
Like it was like a party.
Nice.
It was nuts.
Did you join
So
in?
if I
Never
turned
seen
up
so
with one of
many
those little
people.
metal, if I turned up, say Lewis, instead of with one of those little metal barbecues, with some wood and some kindling, and a little makeshift metal stove, like, you know, with the hook thing, and you hang the pot over and maybe turn a piece of meat on a spindle thing.
Yeah.
If I did that, do you think the police would say, you can't have a fire here in the middle of the fucking
Wait, which
grass?
ones are you talking? Are you talking about those disposable ones that you
Right.
can buy? Yeah,
What's the
like
difference?
the tray with the fucking.
What's the difference between
grill
that
stuff.
and me starting a fire with anything else?
Well, because they got those little mesh trays that are sort of like, you know, they've got the tinfoil tray that the coals are in, and then they've got the mesh grill part that's sort of like attached in there. They're actually a little bit safer than having an open fire.
In
they
what way?
don't seem to like scorch the ground either.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
Are you mad? Have
Well,
you not seen?
Are people putting them on a little pedestal? or
No,
something?
they put them on the grass.
Yeah, I don't know if you should necessarily put them right on the grass.
They do.
But,
they
like,
started
I know,
a
like,
fire
when
in Dorset. They started a fire. Wareham Forest almost burnt down.
Yeah.
Because of one of these little barbecue things.
Well,
so
I
what is
mean-
the difference, legally speaking? Is that I'm perfectly allowed to start a fire as long as it's in a tiny metal tray that's basically a disposable piece of crap. It's no better than the shit that ready meals come in. It's the same fucking foil.
Well, people want to eat their fucking knockoff cheap sausages that they bought from Tesco Valley.
I know, like when we've been to Center Parks, that's like you're meant to use those things as well.
That's disgraceful.
But
they should be
But
banned.
all the accommodation have like a little like barbecue pit behind them. It's not a pit really. It's like a bit of concrete that's sort of like in a U shape, so you can put it in there. It shields it from like wind and stuff like that. And then you barbecue your stuff, and then you're meant to pour some water in to the tray to cool it down, and then you dispose of it in like there's like metal trash cans that you dispose of coals in. And that's
I think
how
if people are going to a Center Parks, they may be a little more considerate.
Maybe. Yeah, sure. But I mean, the thing is, like, I think those things are probably still not that safe, but probably still safer than, say, somebody just like making their own bonfire wherever.
But why do we now, apparently, everybody has to fucking have a barbecue in the middle of a park? When did this happen? When did this happen? Why is it suddenly now that nobody can just fucking have a picnic lunch? Now they've got to cook sausage. They have to. I must. It's not fair. I have to be able to cook my sausages. It's childish. They should fucking ban them. They're a hazard, and they fucking suck, and I hate them.
Yeah.
There you go.
I think other people see other people doing it, and they oh, that's a cool idea. We should do that. And then, you know, there's always one guy, isn't there? By the way, like, so I've been seeing this thing lately a lot, and I'm really confused as to why it's happening. And maybe it's a thing that I'm just not aware of, but loads and loads of people out on Queen Square, just outside our office, are sitting around in separate groups. Okay, it's not like they're all one part of one big group. They're all in little separate groups of like 2 or 3 people.
Right.
And they've got, almost all of them have those juice, like you buy apple juice in those sort of jugs, right? But it looks like a milk, like a pint, not pint, like a liter and a half milk jug with a handle on it.
Like the ones that
built
Sunny
into
D
it.
sort of come in, right? They used to come in those sort of,
But it's like see-through.
Yeah.
Okay. And they all have these things with like a little bit, like I'd say a third filled with what looks like apple juice, okay, or piss. They all have this. And so I walked around and it was like I was in some sort of weird dream.
They're bongs. They're water bongs.
What do you mean they're
I mean,
water bongs?
you can make a really easy bong with those jugs. I used to do it all the time.
What are you saying? Bong?
Bong. B-O-N-G.
James Bong.
Smoke weed. Yes. Here's what you do, kids, all right? You take off the lid of the at the top. That's what you're going to breathe through. You're huffing through that. You need a little tiny, you can use a straw if you want to. You have some water in there. The straw goes into the water. It has to be sticking up a little bit out. That's what allows air in. So when you're inhaling the weed, what's happening is the air is being sucked through that straw. Like you use a cigarette to burn a hole in the jug so that when you put the straw in, it'll seal around it. It's got to be airtight and the water doesn't leak out, right? So then the hole in the straw, like, the air gets sucked through the water. So your air is coming through the water. So when you're smoking through the water, if you like. So the smoke comes off the weed or whatever it is you're smoking. It goes into the water, is cooled.
It's bubbled through the water.
Yeah, so it's water filtered. Like you have a thumb hole at the top there, so to make it airtight, and you have the little. It's not a straw. It's like a little. You need like a little lead with a platform with some foil on it. You put the weed on there with tiny holes punched in it. You burn that. So you're holding the jug with one hand. You got your thumb over the air hole. You light the weed and then you breathe in through the top of the milk jug. Now that's going to change the color of the water to this dank kind of smoky color because it's sucking weed juice through it. That's why the water changes color. I would assume. I mean, if it's not that, I'm amazed. But because that's the only thing I can think of. It
felt to me like it was like every other group of people had it next to them.
It's Bristol.
Right. And
I expect they all smoke a shitload
and
of
they all
weed.
had their own ones. I was just like, why has everyone got a half liter of apple juice with them? I just didn't understand.
If it's not that, maybe it's something else. But what I'm saying is that's the first thing that sprung to mind. Is that's exactly what I used to.
Well, I thought maybe they'd all be they would be let out of like cause there's a few language schools and big things like this on the squares. There's a lot of sort of conferences and things.
Maybe it's more innocent than that though. Maybe it
could be
little piss jugs.
They could just be drinking each other's piss. You're right.
Yeah, it could be little piss jugs. I just don't think I would sit outside on Queen Square down half a litre of apple juice and then just leave the bottom third there, and everyone would have done that.
Were these jugs sat next to them, or were they holding them?
Yeah, just sort of next to them on the.
Well, then they're probably piss jugs.
No one was drinking from them.
Then they're probably piss jugs. I thought you meant people were like holding them and exchanging, like if they just sat there, it's just for the dudes to piss in.
Bottle. No, but women were having them as well. I don't think women are pissing in piss jugs.
No, that would be tricky.
It was a lot of women, and I thought that maybe they were like diet, like shakes or some health
new craze
food program or something.
Can I try some of that?
To drink there. Fucking hell! There's almost no chance that that's going to be good. You know, best case scenario it's apple juice, but worst case scenario it's bong water or piss.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That bong water's all right. It's not. I mean, Jesus, harmless. It makes it much easier to get high. Like you don't.
You don't want to fucking drink bong water.
No, you don't drink it.
I don't want to drink piss either. Jeez.
Well, exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm not fucking.
It's either bong water or piss. I don't want to drink
bong water's all right.
I don't want to drink bong water.
Good sir, can we have? We'll have 2 pints of lager and a pint of bong water, please.
And can somebody give me a hot glass of piss as well, please? A full pint of horse piss, please. Really hot. I want it hot.
Oh, we don't have hot horse piss. I can put it in the microwave.
Oh.
Chaos defrost.
Chaos defrost.
Chaos horse piss.
Nice. God, that would be a good song, actually. We could write a whole song about that. Chaos defrost my horse piss. That's a good band name as well.
That's a good name for the episode. Thank you, everybody, for listening. We'll see you next week on Triforce. It was a good one. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, that was fun. Yeah. See you guys later, and thank you very much, and goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.